A lot of the towers in BT6 have features that are often overlooked. Take the sniper for example. The top at cripple Moab sniper is meant to slow Bloons, keep them in place and then amplify the damage that they take. But watch what happens if I send in 3 Moab class Bloons. All of them get one shot. Why does this thing one shot Moab class Bloons? I have no idea. They gave it 280 damage for some reason a couple of updates ago, and now it's super strong versus them. Something else that I wanted to try out was actually the Millipede Ground Zero, which is basically a tower that is known for its ability, which when you use it wipes the entire screen. But did you guys also know that these bombs that it drops also get a lot stronger? They actually do 10 damage per bomb, and I think that each time it drops 4 bombs, so that means that each spot that it drops the bombs on is going to have 40 damage dealt to it. Another tower that I wanted to check out was the Moab Assassin. If you guys know how the evolution of this tower basically happened, people were abusing the Moab Mauler strategy. Now the Moab Mauler, which is basically the 3rd tier, used to do a lot of damage to ceramic Bloons, and now it no longer does, but all the bonus to ceramic now got transferred to the Moab Assassin. So what if we use the Moab Assassin as a way of dealing with ceramics instead of Moabs and without the ability? And then lastly, a tower that I just personally wanted to check out and see how it does versus normal Bloons is just the Moab Brass Boomerang. So I think this thing is going to be quite useful actually versus these mid-game rounds. So we're going to be using it as a way to deal with normal Bloons and not with Moabs. So we're going to have it in first and probably give it an Alchemist or something like that. So let's see how these guys do. So the towers that we're going to be using are very limited. I actually want to keep it only to these towers that we mentioned as main DPS towers, but I also want to be getting, Alchemists. So for example, if we just get this Boomer, it's not gonna, we're not gonna do it right if we just place it and wait for it to do stuff, because all of these towers in BT6, they become stronger when they get buffed, so I really want to buff them and see how good they actually are. Okay, so we are right about there with the money for the ace, so I feel like I want to have a couple of aces because it's gonna be more than one. Like one of them is just not gonna be enough, and probably, you know what, it's not gonna be too many of them either. It's probably like gonna be 3 tops, but also we have to buy a 5th tier, which is the cripple Moab, so a lot of money to be spent on this chimps run, so we have to be careful with that. But also I feel like I just want to have them here towards the bottom, and then I want to use this Millipede to get a village for the usual stuff like camo detection, and I want to have alchemists, so I think that this is gonna be the perfect spot for them to attack the bottom lane. And then, do we have money for the Kylie Boomerang? Have you guys ever used the Kylie Boomerang to defend? Like, that's just such a... I don't know, like, I think that this is like an overlooked upgrade. I feel like the Kylie Boomerang is actually good, but it's usually like a stepping stone for the Moab press for people, and no one actually buys the Kylie Boomerang as a means of defending. But look at this thing. So the way that it does damage is, it does damage while it goes through the Bloons, and then it stops for a second, and while it's there, did you guys see that? So while it's there, while it's spinning, it actually does damage, and then it does damage on the way back. So it's actually kind of a nice tower. Like, it doesn't scale well or anything like that, but it's gonna be nice for these early rounds, I feel like. Okay, so we have the money for the bomber. Actually, I'm gonna keep this thing as a 130, and that's usually because the lots more darts doesn't exactly do anything unless you're going for the top path in general. So it's just the attack speed, and because we're mainly gonna be focusing on the bombs, I think that we're gonna keep all of the future ones that we're gonna be buying is just 130 and 140s eventually. By the way, let's just take a look at the pop. So this thing is at 4,500, and the ace is at 353. Yeah, this thing is just not doing anything, not popping anything. Let's see how it does versus these count balloons. I think that you know what, these yellow balloons are a little bit too fast for me. I don't know if it's probably gonna snipe them though, is it? It's a combination between the darts. You know what, if I had the lots more darts, then I wouldn't be worried about this round, but I'm not buying that thing. Nope. It's gonna snipe them. Yeah, I got all of them. So basically these faster balloons, some of them might slip. You know what, we should probably be getting the sniper right about kind of soonish. So let's have it in a place where we can use the shrapnel, because I do plan on using it as a 5-2-0 in this case. So when we get a large, I think it's gonna be on strong, right? I mean, that's the better targeting for this thing. Even though like you want to have it first to make the full use of the shrapnel, and the shrapnel I think is stronger from the top at, but at the same time you're kind of missing out on the main attack. So this is a conflicting targeting for me actually. What's better for this one? Do you guys know? Stronger first if you have it down the straight line. Okay, so here comes the Moab in a second, and let's see if we have enough defense, and if not, we can buy some other stuff, but I would really love to see these guys defeated by themselves. So it's looking like they're doing a decent amount of damage. I think they're gonna defeat it. So a couple of ceramics are gonna get deleted by the sniper. Hopefully the shrapnel doesn't create too much of a mess, and I say that, and nope, that was actually a good bomb drop by this guy. Okay, a lot of ceramics incoming on the, well, it was a lot of ceramics in this one, but incoming also on this one on 47, And we're gonna have a lot of fast balloons. So let's see how we do versus these camo balloons. Oh, that's actually normal balloons sneaking through. We cannot allow that. Okay, let me try a different approach to this thing. Let's actually move it to first. Is this gonna make any difference? I mean, probably with the small balloons, but is it gonna be able? Okay, there we go. So it cleaned the small balloons like this, but is it gonna clean the camo balloons? I mean, I'm not sure. So you can definitely see the weakness of this thing of DAs because it's super inconsistent. So the sniper has to kind of cover, and it actually did cover for it. So that was, I mean, we just needed to switch it to first. I guess that's it. I'm gonna move it back to strong now, and we're gonna have a bunch of camo purples. So are we gonna see anything slip? I'm seeing, yeah, I'm seeing that thing. Let's move it to first. Yeah, I think we have to have this thing on first. That is just so unnatural, I would say, to have this kind of a sniper on first, but I'm just gonna keep it like this. At this point, I'm just taking a look at the money that we have at 16,000. I think we're rushing the ground zero. Yeah, let's rush the ground zero. Let's just not think about anything else. If we can buy this thing during 49, then I think that it's actually going to be able to beat 49 by itself. I'm not kidding. So there we go. So we have the money, and then watch these new bombs. Boom. Yes, you see how strong they are? They delete everything. Yes, that is 3.3 times more damage. And I say that, and we are leaking. Okay. I mean, you know what? Lots more darts it is. Hopefully this is enough. I'm gonna do the same thing. Let's have him on strong again, and then hopefully this is gonna be enough. So we're gonna have to survive the ceramics like this, I think. Am I right on that one? Is the, like, it throws, how much is it? It's like 12 darts. Is that gonna make a difference? Do I have this thing? No, it's still leaking actually. Okay, so these guys are not exactly doing it. So let me do this thing. Let's give them a little bit of attack speed, and I think, what are we alch buffing? I mean, all of them, honestly. Let's just get like a 401 alchemist, I think. So the ground zero rush is kind of, it's not happening, at least not for now, but we're gonna have it early in the 50s because these rounds make a lot of money. So let's see if this is gonna be any better. Now this thing is on first. I should probably have it on strong, and then if something leaks, we're gonna go back on first, but the extra attack speed should be very, oh my god, that's not even close. Like, it was just an alchemist in a village. Not even close. Actually, not even close. Okay, but you know what? It's going to delay the ground zero by a little bit, but yeah, we're going to take that. As soon as we have the money, get the ground zero. So at least the problem that this thing has is that even if the bombs hit, like, it doesn't do damage, so something is going to sneak through. But I think that we have some sort of a guarantee with the ground zero that when a bomb hits a balloon, like that balloon is gone. So I guess that we have that thing going for us. So let's get the ground zero and let's see how good our defenses are now. Okay, so this might be the first challenge for these guys. We're obviously not going to be using any ability, but let's see how we do versus our first BFB. So let's watch the bombs. I'm not going to be doing any micro, by the way. I'm gonna buy a lot of them actually. So let's see how we do versus them. So these bombs, they deleted everything, but yeah, it's basically a consistency issue with this tower. But you know what? You're not going to have to worry about consistency if you have two of them. Or actually, I was thinking of getting one of these guys into the action, because I feel like even though when it drops bombs like here on the top side, those bombs do reach this top track. But I think I just want to have one more over here as well. So let's just see how these guys do now. So now that we have two of them, is this going to change anything? Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's all we needed. How much damage? It was 264 damage. Come on, dude. Was it that close in the previous time that we tried this? Was it like 250 damage off? I don't buy that. This is going to be a nice one, by the way, because these bombs are going to delete everything in one go, I think. Let's just watch. Yeah, no, they're not deleting everything in one go. Okay. I mean, I'm watching this one, the ground zero, and then where it's dropping the bombs. That was a nice drop, I think. And then this one, no, that's going to miss everything, I think. Okay, this one was, okay, they got it at the end. So, yeah, the RNG, man, this RNG factor is... Okay, 2 BFBs now, and we still don't have the money for the second ground zero. So, let's see how these bombs are going to do. So, if the bombs, again, if they get dropped in a good spot, then we're fine. And it's looking like yes, they are. That was amazing, actually, at the end. You know, sometimes, a lot of the times they miss, but when they hit, yeah, they hit good. A lot of Moabs. I'm going to need to see... Yeah, there's no way that these guys missed, right? There's no way they miss. Look at them. There's so many Moabs. I mean, you're going to hit your targets for sure, right? So all the Moabs are gone, but I see a lot of zebras. And those zebras are all... Yes, they're all immune. Oh my god, that's the problem. We are going to need an MIB village. I mean, let's just do a test. So this round isn't working. So let me just buy the MIB and see exactly how much of a problem zebras are for these guys. So now they are going to be able to pop zebras. So let's see if they're going to be able to beat this round. So I guess we're going to disregard RNG, because it's going to happen that these bombs are just going to straight up miss. But if we beat this round. Okay, so that's some beautiful bomb drop. There we, oh my god, they cleaned everything. It was this actually. It was the zebras. I should have had this thing a lot earlier. This isn't even close, I don't think. Oh my god, it was that. I just needed an MIB village. That's so surprising to me. I didn't expect for the solution to be like, well, it's very expensive, but it was like a super simple solution. So that is what's holding back this tower. It is the fact that the attacks don't go through zebras, and I think that they should, because this is like a 20k tower. Like, why can they pop zebras? Oh, let's just hold on for a second. Yeah, okay, so this isn't the zebra, this is the RNG portion of the tower. Okay, a little bit of a Moab glue. Yeah, let's see how they do. And maybe the stun is gonna help with all these bombs. It's gonna be stunning a lot of the balloons at once. Why don't we get a relentless glue and see how this is gonna work out? Yeah, this is a lot better than last time. It's actually crazy. So these guys just need a little bit of help, and that little bit of help is a tower called the MIB, which costs 8k, and then a little bit of glue. We're gonna get the relentless too. So this is, they need a little bit of a relentless glue, it seems like, and then maybe a little bit of attack speed, and then maybe a little bit of an alchemist. But you know what? Everyone needs that. Okay, let me finally start buying up those Moab Assassins that I was talking about, and what are we doing? I think we're just gonna get this thing. It's gonna be a 240. So let's have these Moab Assassins deal basically with our ceramic balloons. I should probably have one of these guys over here, and then probably, what's a good spot? I feel like I took a lot of these good spots with the glue and the sniper. So let's have, how many can we fit? I think we can fit one more over here, and then one more above it. Yeah, there we go. I think 4 is going to be enough, because these are expensive towers. Like, these are not cheap at all. So what's currently happening is the following. These guys are very bad. They're super bad. So I have 2 of them. This one has 175,000 pops. This one is at 117. But take a look at the boomerang. 126,000 pops. That is insane. This is a 203 boomerang that's doing more damage than a 140 ace. Granted that this ace was not meant to be used like this. It's meant to be used with the ability, but also the main attack. It becomes a lot stronger. So I feel like at least it should do a little bit more damage and not fall behind a 203 boomerang. Now, with that being said, you know, the other towers, like for example, the sniper is at 77, and all these Moab Assassins, they seem to be carrying the game so far. So I won't be buying any more ground zeros, and if we get the cripple Moab, that thing is actually just good versus Moab class balloons, and we do not need Moab class balloons. We need to deal with ceramics, not with Moab class balloons. So let's just see how we do versus these first. I think that we're going to be able to easily palm them. Yeah, there we go. Just because we have this thing, the MIB, so everything hits. Now, that's a lot of BFBs. So are basically the Moab Assassins going to be able to hold on this attack by the small balloons, by the ceramics? That is the question. I think they're kind of holding off for now. And the relentless glue is helping a little bit, it looks like. Are they going to hold on? I mean, this is the Moab Assassin show, guys. These ground zeros are not doing anything. They're just there for show. They're just flying around the battlefield while everyone else is just doing the hard work. I feel like we might need to get either more Moab Assassins or just switch the abilities just to make this run happen in the first place. So I was thinking about getting some ice abilities, maybe like a 240 ice or something like that, just to keep balloons in place and give time for our guys to attack. That was a nice snipe, by the way, at the bottom. And let's see how we do versus these 1,045 Moabs that they're coming out, apparently. Okay, so this is the last Moab Assassin that I bought, and I don't think that we can fit any more than this thing. I kind of tried. The village's radius is, well, it's not that small, but all of the good spots are taken. I can have one at the top, but it's not going to be attacking ceramics like that. And yeah, we seem to be losing on this round. It's round 92. So let's do something about this. I feel like buying more Moab Assassins is not going to solve the issue, and I feel like we have to turn to abilities, because this run, I think that we can officially declare it as done. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to give these guys, because they're still going to be doing a little bit of damage, I'm still going to give them an Alchemist. It's going to be a 4-1 Alchemist, but let's try and save this run, but for real this time. So let's buy, and let's use the towers properly. So let's get this thing like this on strong. This is going to be a more press. I think I'm not buying this thing as a main. I'm actually going to keep it like that, and we are now, I think, officially allowed to use abilities. So let's try and save this run and actually beat this thing for real. So let's see how we do. We have 2 ground zeros. So now that, you know, we had 2 ground zeros previously, but now we have 2 ground zeros. Let's use the first one, and boom, there we go. That was all the 45 Moabs. See, I wish I did that so much earlier, but you know what, it's fine. Let's, oh, these guys, I was gonna say, let me use one of the abilities and try and pop them slowly, but that's not gonna work. But are we popping them normally. So we still have a ground zero that we can use, but yeah, we seem to be dealing with these normal balloons just fine, it looks like. So let's use a ground zero for these DDTs. Do we need to? No, we don't. No, we don't. Okay, I mean, I'm actually gonna take this. If I can save a ground zero ability, then I'm just not gonna use it. If you're betting on me winning this game, you would not want me buying this thing, the Call to Arms, but you know what? I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the Call to Arms. We're gonna have some crazy Moab Assassins. You know, I'm trying to I'm playing with the old spirit, but I still want to win. So let's use one of the ground zeros, clean out everything. This is such a weird setup. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna use the Call to Arms in this around 95 on the next one and see if we can beat DDTs like that. it's gonna be insane. So this was 94. I think that we have this. I think, yeah, there we go. That's just a couple of Moabs left. And let's see how we do versus 95. Okay, so Call to Arms, and we're gonna Call to Arms buff a bunch of Moab Assassins and then a bunch of ground zeros, and I'm not gonna use the abilities either. So let's see how we do. Let's wait a couple of them to come out and then use it. Let's use it now, and let's watch. Let's see what happens. I mean, they seem to be popping them, honestly. Some things are kind of making it towards this bottom track, but yeah, they absolutely popped them. There we go. Moab Assassins clearing out DDTs with the Call to Arms ability. I mean, it's gonna be very fun in rounds like 98 and stuff like that. We do have the ground zeros, but I think I'm just gonna try and beat it with the Moab Assassins and them attacking. But hold on, look at these ceramics. Guys, look at these 45 ceramics. It's so annoying. I feel like I have to use this and wipe the entire screen. And then maybe use this again. Yeah, there we go. That feels so good. That actually feels so good. Let me use all the Moab Assassin abilities, because why not? And a huge wave of ceramics. Are we going to risk it? I think I'm going to risk it, actually. No, I'm not going to risk it. Let me use the ground zero. There we go. 4 more rounds remaining. Let me try and fit... Yes, I can fit one more. Let's buy one more. And then can we fit one more... No, that was the limit. Okay, so let's buy one more ability then. So I want to buy an ice tower, but where do I want to have the ice? I guess I want to have it like here. It's going to be a snowstorm, and it's going to be a 2, and look at that. That's perfect. So if any ceramic makes it into this area, it's going to get stunned. And hopefully these ground zeros, hopefully they're going to pick up. I don't know. Maybe we should have done this a little bit earlier, I think. You know what? Maybe we should have like a nice tower, slow these guys to set them up for the bombs. But you know what? This is fine as well. I think I'm actually not gonna use the ground zero. So let's try and beat it by just normal auto attacks. So let me use the Call to Arms now. It seems like there's a mess around that spot. So let's try and see if this is gonna work. We have a lot of abilities up and running, and I kind of want to save the ice ability for 99. But I'm gonna use it if necessary. So. Seem to be doing fine, actually. So all of these ceramics are getting held into this spot, and the ground zeros seem to be, you know what, the ground zeros explosions seem to be doing, no, actually they're not doing anything. Let me freeze these guys, and oh my god, I just said they're not. Yeah, they're not doing anything. Okay, let's actually get the main Moab finally, and I think I'm just gonna be using the ground zeros to clean everything out. So as soon as all of these BFBs are out, I'm just gonna use both of the ground zeros like now, and they should all pop. They didn't. Oh my god, they didn't pop. What's happening? The CMG's popped though, and we're gonna have a huge Pierce problem and a million balloons incoming. So I think now is the time for, or is it? Is it now the time? Is now the time for the ground zero? Not for the ground zero, but for the Call to Arms? I don't think so. This ice tower is doing the god's work, I think. Yep, it's holding everything. Yeah, this ice tower is the MVP. We should have had this thing a lot earlier. That was probably the easiest 98 that I've seen in a while. But 99, let's use the Call to Arms now. And I think I should I be freezing? Yeah, let's freeze just in case. You guys can't see it because I have the FX turned down a little bit, but I use the ice ability. And there we go. And this ice seemed to be everything that we needed to kind of keep these balloons in place. Okay, so 5 Moab Assassin abilities. Let's use all of them. Can I buy one more? I can, but it's not going to be... Actually, you know what? I can have it here. So let's buy the 6th one. And are we popping this thing? We're going to have all abilities up. Let me use the last Moab Assassin. And then when it comes here, I think I'm going to use it. We have all these abilities up and running, and it's still not popping. I mean, as soon as it pops, we're going to have the ground zeros, but they're going to be 0 MGs. So as soon as it pops, I'm going to freeze. And then let's pop these guys and then save the ground zeros for the leftovers. So use these Moab Assassin abilities as they keep coming out, and then use the first ground zero, use the second one, and the second one didn't even explode. But you can see the explosion starting in the background, but there we go. That was a, and there's the boom. There's the boom. So let's take a look at the pops on these guys. 468,000 on the first one, 209, so that's almost 300,000. These guys both combined to like 760,000. Is that bad? How much is that? That is, I don't think that's bad, but I think the problem with this thing is that most of these pops were collected thanks to the ground zero abilities. And then all of the other ones, like look at these bomb shooters, like they were mainly attacking. I know that I used the ability a couple of times, but one ability does like 700 damage. So most of this damage is just normal attack damage. So yeah, I can confidently say that this thing, the ground zero and using the bombs to attack is absolutely not a good idea. Now let's just check this one, the boomerang, 229. That's not more than this thing, but considering that we used the ability, I think that this one actually outdamaged the ground zero, which is insane to think about. But yeah, there we go. We kind of did beat Chimps mode with using the wrong crosspads. Although at the end, in the 90s, we had to kind of stop the mission and play everything normally. But that was a very fun video, and hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you all in the next one.